Hello, Big Sky students in Greater YouTube. I'm back, and this time I'm going to be showing you how to create the CNC programs to run this router machine and make some cool drawings on the top of your box. I really enjoyed watching your boxes come together, and as the sides are getting glued up, it's time to start thinking about what you're going to put on the top of your box. So follow along with this video, and before you know it, you can be routing something like this. Let's go! First, we need to find or create an image. A Google image search works well here. If you can find a logo or image you want that is very simple, i.e. a PNG with transparency or an image that is just two colors, you're all set. If you find an image that has a complex background or multiple elements, you need to go into Photoshop to edit it down to the part you want. Here, I'm trying to remove the tram car from the image. We have numerous tools that can do this in different ways. I start with the magic wand, as it allows me to select individual elements of the photo. This used to be the best way, and you can add numerous elements together to capture what you're looking for. There's also a new object selection tool that can be quicker. Once I have the object I want, I copy it and then create a new document to paste it in. It should default to the size you need for your paste, and then you want to select a transparent background. Once done, export as a quick PNG file. Once you have your images, you head into VCarve with my help to identify the vectors, lines you're going to cut on, and select the toolpaths the router will follow to make the cuts. First, we create a new document setting the dimensions of your board, as well as telling it we're going to set our Z0 to the top of the board and XY0 to the lower left corner. More on this later. Now we import your image file and position it onto the canvas. We now need to transform your image into vectors for the software to tell the router the lines it needs to draw. We use the Trace Bitmap tool to identify the shapes we want to draw. Once done, we open up the toolpath configurator to create the instructions for the CNC. We'll start with the Profile toolpath. Here, we set a cut depth and the bit size we're going to use. Obviously, a 1/4 inch bit will create a thicker line than a 1/8 inch bit. As you can see when I preview this, a profile path will cut an outline of your image. Another option is the Pocket toolpath. Same thing here. We select the depth and the tool, and then it will calculate the tool movements. Here, we're cutting out the entire shape of our image. Pick the one you want and then save the toolpath. It's best to put the kind of bit you selected in the file name so we can't accidentally run it with the wrong bit. This software is already programmed to create the correct code for our machine. An important part of this process is selecting the best bit for the job. Here's the same K2 logo, but with a 1/4 inch bit instead of a 1/8 inch bit selected. Notice there are fewer lines and they're farther apart. This will mean a quicker cut, and in this case, the same final result. Another way we can do this is to use any image editing software, I've used Photoshop here, and its text tool to create a simple layout of text. You could add sketches or images here as well. Again, I'll export this as a quick PNG and load it into VCarve. We'll use the same bitmap tracing and toolpath creation process. I tried it with both a 1/8 inch bit and a vGroove bit to simulate different outcomes. Next, we head to the machine. First, we need to securely clamp our piece onto the machine. Then we set the XY axis at the very corner of the board that we selected in VCarve. This tells the machine where to start from. When you find it, select the XY0 button. Then move the router into the center of the board and bring the Z down onto a piece of paper. You just want to squeeze the paper to the board and then select Z0. Now you're ready to start carving. Open the file we transferred from VCarve, start the spindle with the spindle button, and then press enter to run your program. It'll return to that XY0 point and then start carving your piece. The more complicated the image, the more complicated the process. I took the school district logo using many different rounds of bitmap tracing to create vectors for all aspects of the logo. Setting different depths and considering an order of operations and bits for each layer, I created numerous toolpaths to create this complex project. Using 1/4 inch bit for speed, 1/8 inch bit for accuracy, and a V-carve bit for the lettering. Finally, I selected a depth deeper than my project for the outer edge to cut it to shape. When you do this, make sure to have a spoil board under your project so it doesn't cut into the router table. This project took about an hour and a half to complete. So there you have it. Some cool little demos of things you could do with your box tops. See me, I want to help. We'll figure something out for you. And for the piece de resistance, here's that logo, fully routed out. Till next time, good luck with your box.